thanks for joining me today for this overview of Russian electromagnetic warfare capabilities and systems. So let's get into it. Since February 2022, Western forces have noted significant advancements in Russian technology within the electromagnetic realm. Russia continually seeks to develop technologies that increase capabilities that achieve overmatch using both developments from the civilian sector as well as direct military advancements. It will continue to use specific niche systems such as hypersonic missiles, unmanned aerial vehicles, precision-guided artillery, directed energy weapons, and of course electromagnetic warfare. This discussion will focus on currently employed Russian EM capabilities as well as the force structure that supports the deployment of EM capabilities. Russian forces characterize EM capabilities as radio electromagnetic battle actions, or REB. The REB is categorized into four primary functional areas. These are electromagnetic attack, electromagnetic protection, comprehensive technical control, and radio electromagnetic information support measures. Within this first category of electromagnetic attack, Russia employs EM capabilities to jam radio communications, disrupt command links to degrade C2 networks, degrade GPS telemetry, degrade EM fuses from aggressor artillery shells and missiles, provide target acquisition information for indirect fire attacks on aggressor C2 computers, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance platforms, and finally counter and disrupt artillery and aviation targeting. Electromagnetic protection is often referred to as electromagnetic hardening. Hardening integrates EM capabilities into newly developed and existing platforms. An example of this of hardening would be the incorporation of an active protection complex, like a phased array radar linked to launchers that detects incoming missiles, calculates an intercept point, and then automatically launches fragmentation munitions to destroy the aggressor round. An example of this would be the Armata T-14 tank, which uses this technology. Testing indicates that the Afghanit complex is capable of not only defeating attacks by anti-tank guided missiles, but also armor-piercing, fin-stabilized, discarding Sable rounds. This and other electromagnetic protection complexes are integrated into ongoing equipment development for unmanned ground and aerial vehicles. The REB Comprehensive Technical Control, or KTK, actions secure and protect Russian units and subunits against aggressor technical reconnaissance. The KTK actions focus primarily on self-monitoring of the EMS to identify unintentional emissions by Russian communications or friendly C2 networks. It monitors not just the EMS, but also several other sources capable of disclosing information about the whereabouts of Russian forces and means. Examples include optical, acoustic, hydroacoustic, thermal, and chemical signatures of Russian battlefield actions. The Radio Electromagnetic Battle Organization is established in brigade-sized elements for each of the military districts. These REB brigades have four distinct battalion subunits that maintain the most powerful electromagnetic warfare complexes and within them capabilities. The complexes provide integrated area coverage as well as support for maneuver actions. The battalion subunits of each of the REB brigades focuses on a specific type of electromagnetic warfare defined by its targets. Those target categories against the aggressor forces are as follows. The REBN are for those targeting ground-based complexes. The REBS target aerial platforms. REBK target space complexes. And REBATD target terrorists and UAS and highly specialized targets. They provide not only jamming of aggressor communication networks, but also direction finding, ranging, and monitoring of radio communications. The REB subunits provide both defensive and offensive EM warfare capabilities. In addition to these REB brigades, a separate REB company is assigned to each maneuver brigade. The company is tailored to provide tactical level support that provides overall electromagnetic spectrum situational awareness, targets, and it also degrades aggressor C2. It provides protection and also protection from precision-guided munitions and IEDs. This small subunit can provide area coverage for REB reconnaissance functions up to 50 kilometers, for brigade operations and point defense against precision-guided munitions and IEDs up to 400 meters. Now let's look at where these units are located. The Republic of Estonia Ministry of Defense publishes detailed information on Russian forces, their capabilities, and locations for EW forces. So here's their map. First, in the Western Military District, there is the 15th EW Brigade outside of Moscow, the 16th EW Brigade in Kursk, then in the Southern Military District, the 19th EW Brigade operating in Rostov-on-Don. In the Central, the 18th EW Brigade operates out of Nizhneudinsk. And finally, the 17th EW Brigade over in the Eastern Military District at Mativka. Both the 17th and 18th EW Brigades have been deployed to the Eastern Front in the Donbass since 2023. This is a good publication because it dives deep into Russian EW capabilities and explains the history of Russian EW development over the years, starting as far back as World War II, where the Russians realized even then the importance of dominance within the electromagnetic spectrum. The point here is that Western media portrays Russians as bumbling fools that mask their weaknesses through propaganda. But any serious review of their capabilities and resources reveals that they are much more of a near peer to the collective West than most are comfortable with. So let's now take a look at some of the specific EW systems. These systems are all currently deployed in the Donbass. The RB341 Victor Lear 3 has the function of a GSM communications jamming platform. The RB301 Bravo is an automated jamming system. The R934UM is a radio jamming station. The R330ZH Zytel is a SATCOM GPS GSM jamming station. The Shipovnik Arrow is a UAV interception system. The Torn is a radio jamming station. The Retut BM is a radio proximity fuse jamming station. The RB636AM2 monitors airwaves and tracks various radio emitting sources. The R318T Tehran is a communications intelligence system, so that operates in the HF, VHF, and UHF range. The MKTK-1A is a radio control and information protection system. For brevity, I only included systems that are currently deployed in the war. There are vastly more operational to strategic systems that I haven't even touched on. All of these capabilities are not to idolize Russian technology or put the Russians on a pedestal, but rather to advise of the magnitude of the Russian threat. As mentioned previously, the Russians learn and they apply lessons learned to the battlefield, and they do it well. These are not Taliban fighters living in underground bunkers. We need to get out of that mindset, out of that global war on terror mindset, in the realization that we have some work to do in catching up to this near-peer competitor. Case in point, the Excalibur precision-guided munition is now 80 to 90% ineffective on the battlefield, whereas as recent as 2 years ago, earlier in the Ukraine war, the rounds were 80 to 90% effective. So that shows you right there the development and how they apply lessons learned to the battlefield, specifically for the GPS jamming. So that will conclude this overview of Russian electronic warfare. Thanks for watching today. I think I'll continue with this series on Russian capabilities. Let me know if you like this video by giving me a thumbs up. Thanks again. See you next time.